So, it's hot as hell out here.
So hot.
Folks decided to go to Atlanta Speedway, be cowboys and cowgirls. I heard about Dukes and Boots, man. What's up with that? I seen a couple videos on social media. They already tearing it down. What is this thing?
It's cute. I think it's that little line dance thing that they've been doing like with the gym, and everybody's wearing like their cowboy boots and their shorts.
It's a big ass. It's supposed to be like a rodeo, but it, you know.
But I think it's because of that song.
Is that what it's supposed to be? The where them fans at and all that? And what is it? The horses in the back.
That's what I thought it was.
It's supposed to be some. It's like a rodeo. They don't have rodeos out here.
Like they do in Texas?
It can't be. First of all, we can't have a rodeo. We don't have no animals like that to be having a rodeo.
We do.
On the Speedway?
They can have horses out there.
Where's the Speedway? Where is that?
It's in Hampton.
Yeah.
Where is that?
Like, I want to say south.
It's a little south, yeah. It's a little south.
What
It's
does
like
that
south,
mean? By what?
Southeast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do directions like that. What is that? Like, I need a landmark.
Come on, we gotta go back to the Lewis and Clark days. Pull out your sextant.
It's a decent size
Then get my
area.
compass ready.
It's just people ain't used to. Georgia's not used to that kind of shit, especially black people out here not used to that kind of.
I don't think that's true. So I think the issue is people's expectations versus reality. Atlanta is bougie.
That's what it is.
Like we want. I think like I've been seeing people in the gym doing it. Yeah. Like the dances and stuff. I think that's what they wanted, not like an actual rodeo. And I think on the heels of like Beyonce and all that, I think it was just, in my opinion.
Well, rodeo, I'm not talking about like
south.
that.
It's like south of Stockbridge.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you don't know the south of Georgia.
Well, I know Stockbridge and Woodstock. There are horses.
Okay, Woodstock is north though.
Okay, well. I know the names. Okay.
But Stockbridge is south.
I don't have no business being in none of those places.
But it's not the last type of rodeo.
Like, yeah, it was supposed to
Brunswick is like south.
Yeah.
Brunswick is like south.
Yeah.
That's close to Florida, so that's too south.
But no,
We're still in the outskirts of Atlanta.
I think people wanted a reason to get cute. And I think people got confused rodeo with the boots situation. Because there were a lot of people that came here thinking they were getting a rodeo, and that's not it.
They came here thinking it was a trail ride, rodeo.
And they were very upset. Like, it's so funny on the internet, the way people are spazzing. Between that and then Taranga City is in North Carolina or South Carolina, they cussing people out. Like,
I thought it was here. I thought we had a Taranga.
Yeah, one out here, but they
put another one, and they're like, yeah, go back to Atlanta with that bull crap. Like, we not doing that.
I think it was in Charlotte, even though Charlotte's like a mini Atlanta. Don't come at me, but it kind of is. I ain't gonna lie.
But they say that about everything. They say that about Houston. They say that about everything.
Atlanta is just a mini New York to me. So
No. Atlanta can never.
Why?
No.
Atlanta different.
Not New York. The mentality. Atlanta is lazy. Atlanta is maybe a Chicago, not a New York.
Why not a New York?
Nah.
Absolutely not.
Nah.
No.
Atlanta trying to be
work ethic,
mentality.
mentality.
Everything. Like they're trying to be everything.
We have a lot of
like they're really attempting to try to be everything.
I mean, it's a cultural mixing.
It's a hub.
We have a lot of hubs here.
I mean, it is the hub. That's why I say it's like. I mean, Atlanta is definitely different.
It could be like a black New York.
I don't think it's like exactly like New York, but New York is not. You have the rich side of New York. You have everybody else, right? You have the rich side of Atlanta. You have everybody else. But there's a lot of pollination here, though. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of cross-pollination.
A lot of pollination.
You make one left and you in the hood. You make a right, there's $1 million house.
Pollination in New York, though. Like
I don't think so. I think it's more separate.
I think the rich people in New York understand
upper
the boroughs
like, what was it, like upper Manhattan?
Projects.
You're not finna see certain people in certain areas.
But they
of
still
Manhattan.
understand the projects and the boroughs more so than Buckhead would understand Bankhead and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think.
No, because I think a lot of stuff is getting gentrified.
It's not a real.
I don't think so because I think here everything's mixed. You can be on Bouldercrest in the hood, and then 5 minutes later, it's like $1 million homes.
I mean, that's gentrification.
You make a left, and it's $5 million.
That's been happening in New York long before.
Yeah, but they fully did it in New York. We're still going through.
That's
the reason I say we're trying to be like New York is the infrastructure we've been building in the city.
I can agree with
and
that.
the way they're trying to like build out Atlanta with like the different parks. There's apartments and skyscrapers and all kinds of stuff being built every day. Like they're turning the inner city. Trying to make it like a little mini New York, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna probably drop a fucking big ass Central Park. They're gonna turn Piedmont into Central Park.
That's what they're trying to do with like that walkthrough thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with that highway, that whole highway thing that I don't think is gonna.
That's never gonna get built. That's like Akon City. It's never gonna happen.
They're trying to stop people from actually even entering Buckhead, like homeless people from even going over there. You know what I'm saying?
They're trying to really cut these areas off.
All that shit is connected through the subways and everything. Like you can still travel that way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different vibe.
I wish we had a subway system. I mean, it'd probably be just as nasty.
You wish we had a subway system?
Yeah. Hell
Do you know how flooded that would be?
What do you mean? Like the water?
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be that bad. I think subways are built.
We don't
with
even
that.
have.
I think subways are. Think about flooding in Japan. They have plenty of it.
Right,
they
Japan. We're in America.
I'm just saying they have flooding too.
But I'm
they
saying
have subway. Well, not subways. Their trains are above ground. We could have had above ground trains.
We don't even have our electrical wiring underground like most places do.
Our infrastructure is kind of terrible.
Yeah, in Wakanda it is. Like I don't see that working. I could see like hundreds of people dying because they got trapped down there. Like I
saw something that was talking that we really like went from Dukes and Boots to talk about the infrastructure of Atlanta. It's
but
crazy.
That's why Dukes and Boots is bad because the infrastructure in Atlanta is terrible. They had a
movie. I've heard a lot about how bad it was. Like I've seen videos like all on my timeline. It's kind of crazy, bro.
I feel like people need to stop hopping on trends and actually fully plan things out. And I think what happens is they see something that's trending, try to hurry up and have an event, get a couple vendors together, and then drop the ball on the actual event planning itself.
No, that was a money grab anyway. I mean, that's why I don't really go to events that are doing their first year because a lot of them seem like they're a money grab because they had, when they first did it, it was in Atlanta. The Dukes and Boots event was supposed to be in Atlanta.
This is the second time they did it.
No, this is the first time, but they changed the venue, switched it over to Hampton. Because they had so many people.
So that's what I'm saying. I feel like
they could have just cut it off and be like, it's all sold out. You know what I'm saying? And it just went from there, but they didn't want to do that. They wanted more money, so they went elsewhere. And it,
yeah,
the money grab, Atlanta's big for
just it's always a money grab.
Just doing shit for the money.
We talked about this on the summer episode. You gotta be careful. We talked about this literally 2 episodes ago.
And then we allow it because nobody stands on the fact that, hey, this organizer did this event and it wasn't that good. How about we just not go to the events no more? But they're going to do it anyway.
No, because it's like, here's this event. Oh, it sucked. All right, we're going to do it again next year. Y'all going to be back? Yeah. Yep. So nobody really stands on anything.
I don't even know why people wanted to go to that. It's so hot. Why did you want to get outside?
I think they wanted to. They wanted that experience.
So, I don't know, man.
I think they wanted that experience.
I'm a person. I'll go on a mountain. It'll be 90 degrees. I'll go up the mountain. But I'm pretty sure people, from where I'm from, they do the same thing. Like the heat isn't an issue if you stay hydrated, you stay cool. You know what I'm saying? Like there are ways you can do that.
Okay.
Georgia, people on this side just ain't used to. Really on the East Coast.
This is a different kind of heat this summer, man.
Oh, it's the same heat every summer. I don't know. It's humid. It's Georgia.
No.
It's
so you think the last 2 weeks are normal summer?
Yeah, that's a normal summer. Matter of fact, I think it's been. I don't think it's been as hot as it used to be.
I put my plant outside. My plant got sunburned. It's struggling. She was so pretty and big, and the sun just cracked it.
What it is,
my little leaves are just falling.
It's rained so much this summer. People ain't used to the heat. It's not as rare. It's not as common as it is. So when it comes, it feels like it's rare. That's the thing. Your skin, your body isn't acclimated to the heat.
I mean, I love the warm days. I just think it's been very, very, very hot this summer.
It's been regular. It's not. This is like, to me, it's not even.
I mean, you got a hoodie on right now. You're a psychopath.
Yeah, it's kind of cool in here though. Like
I'm
actually cool in here.
It's hot in here.
It's hot right now?
Yes. My little cheeks are about to turn pink. It's hot.
It feels good in here, man. You know
Claire, you got jeans, a hoodie.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I think people just wanted that experience. You see all these rodeo videos from Texas. People are like, oh, that looks fun. They be dapping up the tens and all that, and we want to get out there and do that.
Can y'all do the dance?
No.
Hell no.
I don't keep up with that stuff. I really don't. Maybe if I learned it, it's just a square dance.
I don't like the song.
I mean, I think we can all square dance, you know what I'm saying? But I just never took the time to learn to dance. So, probably.
I ain't gonna lie, my family not a line dancing family. I be looking at other families do all the little. We don't do that shit.
My family don't
electric slide and all that shit.
We not that black.
We ain't do that.
My family would do it. Not my immediate family, but like my extended
at a wedding
family.
But like,
so whenever we do like not randomly, only at family reunions or get-togethers, weddings, funerals. You know how it goes.
Not y'all line dancing at the funeral.
Yeah, that's how black people.
Yeah, people line dancing at the funeral.
Somebody dies, you put them in the ground, you go to the reception, y'all have food.
The repast.
The repast, the whole thing. I say reception.
It's okay.
You go, you have food, everybody's cheering and making merriment. That's how you really honor the dead in our culture, I guess.
Maybe at the cookout after, not at the repast.
No, usually the repast usually is a repast / cookout. We're gonna have all this food. Boondocks made fun of it.
That's right.
Soul Food was a movie about the big mama who died from the food that gave her arteries clogged and They put her in the ground. I need to go back and watch that as an adult. You know, it's just crazy.
You watch it as an adult, you might be.
I've been trying to go back and rewatch stuff like now that I'm grown.
You watch Atlanta.
That's fair.
I know you still ain't.
I've been working, man.
You be watching TV while working. You gotta have something on. Exactly. But yeah, no, that's crazy. Remember, y'all, Atlanta got some good events, some bad events. Really up to you to figure out which one.
You really rolling the dice. When you pick an event, you're rolling the dice. I would say
this was their first year.
Research the organizers.
They ain't know what was going on.
Yeah, ask your homies about the event. See if they've been before. They like it. You know, what I'm saying, run it. I think one of the main spots that happened. Like Rum Punch is pretty consistent in how people feel about Rum Punch, right? Like I think
you talking about the Rum Punch at the club. Rum Punch.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just a club. It's just a club.
I saw a big old rat when I was there, like leaving. That rat was like this big.
The doors are like permanently open.
I've only been there once though. It was
and the food, they don't serve food.
The drinks were nasty though.
They serve drink though.
I heard the drinks were nasty. Did you say that? You said that?
Yeah, that Rum Punch sucked.
That was disgusting.
I was like, bro, $70 for this?
I tried my friends. I was like,
yeah, no,
I'm not drinking.
It's all right. It's all right.
Is Rum Punch good for real though? Like
the actual drink, good Rum Punch.
The actual drink. Yeah, Rum Punch is good.
I don't know what they serving. That was not good.
I like a good Rum Punch.
It tastes like Robitussin.
You gotta like rum.
I do like rum.
Well, not you. I'm talking about Kell. You said you like Rum Punch already.
Yeah, it was Robitussin. It was not good.
Not the tussin.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man. But welcome to the Bridge ATL, y'all. Of course, I'm your host, Ty, and with me, as always, is Kell.
Yo.
And Ashley.
Hey.
And before we get into the show, we just want to thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for liking. Thank y'all for commenting. And thanking y'all for subscribing. We're going to try and interact with y'all some more coming forward, so make sure y'all are commenting on clips, on videos, just wherever, because we really want to have an open dialogue with you all. Definitely talk about stuff with us. We really want to expand the show. So make sure y'all are down in the comments talking to us consistently. But with that being said, today's topic, we're going to talk about the fact that empathy is dying. People caring for each other, people like really taking it out of themselves, being more considerate, thinking about each other is just dying. Everything is becoming about me, me, me. How can I be the bigger person? And not in like a good sense, but a bigger person and pay attention to me. It's a combination of a lot of things that we've already talked about with like social media, the advent of AI, politics. It really is a huge encompassing thing that comes into it. But the biggest thing I want to get into first with it is the rise in people using mental disabilities. Maybe not disabilities, because I don't see them as disabilities, but using mental like things going on.
Like a mental diagnosis.
Like you have ADHD or you're autistic or you're neurodivergent. It has become a thing of, look at me, I'm neurodivergent. I'm special now. And it doesn't feel like they're using, I'm all for turning something that was typically negative into a positive. Because, autism was looked at negatively, especially in my childhood. Like you would say,
you got the tism.
What?
You got the tism.
Oh,
you
yeah.
touched with the tism.
Parents would be like, oh, he a little special. Like,
he a little touch.
He a little touch. But like, so I appreciate that they've taken autism and they're like, it doesn't mean you're lesser, if anything. And I appreciate that, but I feel like more so now on social media, especially, because it's become like some kind of badge. Like, hey, look, I'm autistic. So now you guys have to really listen to me because this, that, and the other. I think right now on TikTok, there's this thing. What is it? Polyrhythmic?
Yeah, what is that? Y'all were talking about that. What is that?
So they're talking about like certain songs, specifically when it comes to production, you can hear the entire layers of all the beats and like how a producer puts layers onto a beat and how you can hear every single layer on a beat.
So I'm thinking of like Timberland.
Yeah.
The baby laughing.
And the crazy thing with Timberland is known for like having a bunch of layers and different sounds in his beats. Like him and Pharrell have a lot of layers. I mean, they're considered some of the best producers. So of course you're going to hear every single beat that they make because it's so distinct.
So do you think that I get that we are putting labels on everything, but I think part of that is because now everything has a terminology. So like, I personally find it interesting when I hear people think or process things the same way that I do. Mm-hmm. Because oftentimes, like when I talk to people, I just feel like, are you stupid? Like I hate when I'm trying to explain something and it's just not clicking. And I'm like, maybe it's just the way that I think. Because like I don't process things that way. So I think it's beneficial in a sense of the way that I process to hear somebody else say it. It's like, okay, I'm not on my own. I'm not necessarily going to say like, I'm autistic or I'm neurodivergent or I'm this or I'm this or I'm that. But I do find that with the internet, it is putting a label on things that exist within us all. We just didn't have a term for it.
So I think that's true. I think what people are doing with that particularly is trying to find stock in social media and claim, hey, I'm part of this special group and only us can really hear this or feel this when it comes to this particular thing. And that gives them more social media currency. But
I think that's fair though, because like when I found out everybody doesn't have an inner voice, I was so shocked. I'm like, y'all just out here not like...
What you're saying is very true. We didn't have labels for everything in the past.
Yeah.
You had people who were autistic in the past and it's like, oh, they're just probably mentally retarded or something like that. But that wasn't the case. It was something else. And we've learned diagnosis, but I feel like more so it stopped being a thing to help diagnose people and become more of a thing of
to brag about.
Because I'm like this, I don't have to take accountability for certain things.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I'm like this, I want to build a brand around the fact that I'm autistic or I'm neurodivergent.
I think that stuff goes back to the parents too, because I feel like when I was in a corporate office space, I would always hear like moms, and they would annoy me like, oh my God, my son organized all his cars in color order against the wall. He's autistic. And it's like, girl, maybe he's just organized. Like, it's very annoying. I do think I see it more often in parents, and I think it trickles down.
Because it's definitely trickled down.
You want your kid to be so special and to be so different. Like you're trying to put these things on them and then they grow up like that. And to your point, it is like, oh, well, I'm this or I'm that. I did think it was funny with the neurodivergent thing. I had chat give me a quick test because I kept hearing it and I was like, I resonate with a lot of what they're saying.
I think there's more people who fall into these categories now because I think what people fail to realize is that these things are a spectrum.
Yes.
It is a spectrum. You can't just say I'm autistic and that means you're far leaning right on the autism scale.
For sure.
You could be somewhere on it, but that doesn't necessarily mean you are like 100%.
It shouldn't become your personality.
It's just a part of who you are. But I think it's a part of who a lot of people are because the quirks and the things like, I remember I was really having a crisis of like, do I really have ADHD or am I just like everybody else and just don't really be paying attention to stuff? And maybe I could have ADHD. I don't know. But I feel like a lot of the things that they put as like, oh, an ADHD person does this. Everybody does this. It's like horoscopes now. Yeah. Horoscopes. I don't really believe in horoscopes. I think it's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I don't like, yeah, cool. I get it. Yeah. Okay. These type of people act like this, but everybody has these kind of qualities to them. I think people build their personalities off of the horoscope more so than the horoscope being about your actual personality.
I agree with that.
And I think that's what's happening with these diagnoses. People are building their personalities around them instead of it actually being a result of you or this type of person. So it's very interesting that we've gotten to this point, even in a social media setting, that people are just, it's just throwing it out here. And like I said, with this polyrhythmic thing, I didn't do research into if it was real or not. It sounds like it is a real thing, but it's just weird because it's like, the videos I've seen with examples of it, like, yeah, I hear this, that. Everybody in the comments is like, yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, I hear all of that too.
So polyrhythmic makes me think of, I was just watching Ariana Grande break down her song. I think it's like the 7 Ring song. And it showed the behind the scenes of her saying like, okay, stop. I'm going to sing over this here. Okay, stop. I'm going to add this beat in here. Okay, stop. Add this. So it makes me almost question if people are learning the process and then saying like, oh, I was already able to hear all those things. So let's come up with a term for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus just being like, oh, it's music. Like it's multi-layered music.
That's what I seen it as. I mean, they were using like I said, they were using Timbaland and Pharrell as like the examples. And it's like these particular producers are known for doing this.
Yeah.
A person who I would say is polyrhythmic for real is probably somebody like Kanye, in which how he remixes old classic samples, but like in a way to where he changes the tone.
I don't listen to him enough to know.
Yeah, he changes, like when he goes back and
production-wise, he's amazing.
He completely changes. He'll make sounds out of old samples you would never think could even work, and that's to me that's a whole nother level.
And it samples with his music.
No, samples like older, like
okay.
But I mean, even if you go back then, like even people like some of Michael Jackson's songs, have some really complex rhythms to them.
If you could go back and like if you can puzzle and piece those together, I would be like, yeah, you definitely probably, you know what I'm saying? Like, but this comes with it. This is how he makes this stuff. He wants you to hear it and appreciate it. He wants you to hear the baby giggle in the background of his songs. You know what I'm saying? Like these are made for a reason. So like I said, I think it's the first person who did it smart because obviously you got stock on it. So you cashed out on your social currency. You got a hella likes, you got hella views. You know what I'm saying? I get it. And then everybody else started jumping on it, acting like, and that's where I was like, I don't think that's as real or as, what's the word? Truthful in terms of like being, hey, I'm polyrhythmic because I can hear all these sounds.
Do you think it makes people like want to self-diagnose?
That's the biggest issue now.
So I mean, we all seen the Amanda Seales saying, yeah, I'm autistic. And then when I think it was Shannon Sharp asked her, hey, did you go to an actual doctor? And she was like, no.
That's a common thing now.
So that's like, that's where we're like, what's going on?
It's not on social media, so it must be true.
Especially with AI, that's a common thing.
Like I used to work with special needs kids, and to the point of like, you're not just one thing. So like every kid had obviously different IEPs and different diagnoses, but like maybe they don't have an attention span to sit there. We had twins. They didn't have the attention span to sit there and brush their teeth, but they could name any stat to me regarding any professional team, whether it's football, basketball, soccer, like anything. And I mean, they would get to like the nitty gritty, but they would just get lost in the nuances of like everyday habitual tasks. Or like if you think of the accountant and he's very OCD, or the one with Denzel, starts with an E.
The Equalizer.
It's very like systematic.
Particular, yeah.
I think that it's become overused and people do self-diagnose. And I think people forget like these are real mental health diagnoses that a professional should diagnose you with for you to be considered, or to say that if you do find yourself like in that realm, I think that's fine, but maybe go seek professional help to make sure versus just like a little quiz. Like I did one on chat and it was funny because I kept seeing the neurodivergent. So I was like, let me see. So I was like, give me a quick like 10, 20 questions. And most of it was like, oh, facts. Like there's nothing that I did not answer yes to. And I think that people fail to also remember that whatever you're putting in, so chat has your entire history. So it already knows how you answer questions. So the fact that I answered yes to almost every single one except for one leads me to believe that chat understood that I wanted to know if I was this way, looked at our chats, said, yeah, probably. So let's ask these questions I know she's going to answer yes to, and then say, yeah, neurodivergent. So I feel like just keep that in mind when you are self-diagnosing and saying these things, and maybe seek a mental health therapist to see where you do sit and fall. But it is getting out of hand.
No, it is. It is. And that's, like I said, it feels like, and this kind of ties into a part of what I wanted to talk about. This kind of ties in with like how it's becoming like a currency.
Yeah.
Where it's like
how many
on
badges
social media,
do you have?
yeah, how many badges do I have?
Yeah.
This along with trauma, right? So people have taken trauma and it's not necessarily weaponized it, but they've used it in a way to like build themselves up and like say, oh, I'm the girl this was done to, or I'm the guy who had this done to me, or I experienced this with my family.
The random man in Atlanta.
And like people take that and they use that and they apply it to other topics outside of themselves, and it becomes this whole thing, right? So like people project their traumas onto different topics and everything, and now it's becoming this whole jumble of just, I feel traumatically about this and I felt like this, and you know, it's annoying.
They also use it to justify actions that just don't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm this, so I can do this. No, you know what I'm saying? Like it becomes where you say it's not weaponizing, it's absolutely weaponizing. It is an excuse.
It's an excuse for your bad behavior.
Exactly. And that's the main problem. Like if we allow that to keep going on, obviously it's gonna become a problem.
But what do you mean if we allow, like we can't really tell somebody like you're not neurodivergent.
Why not?
Because who are we to tell them that? Like I'm not a mental health professional. I don't know.
So what if
that really is their diagnosis? Are you gonna ask?
Well, I wouldn't tell somebody you're not neurodivergent. I would just say, okay, understand there's a spectrum to it. So
how severe is it?
Yeah, exactly. Are you like severely neurodivergent to the point where you just can't function? I don't think so, because I feel like on a severe scale of like autism or neurodivergency, there's other symptoms and signs that are typically associated with that, especially when it comes to socially. most neurodivergent and autistic people on a higher level socially cannot interact with you.
No, facts.
It's just not they don't have, it's almost as if.
I think it's a slippery slope though to tell somebody what they are or aren't. I feel like the better approach is like, you handled this wrong. This is not an appropriate way to communicate with me or behave with me. I don't think I'd bring up, you're telling me that you did this because you're neurodivergent. You're not neurodivergent. Don't be a dick. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm on the more
straightforward side.
Yeah, show me your papers. Like at this point, because
no, I mean I get where you're coming from. I get where I get where he's coming from. Though, how would you feel if somebody did you wrong and they're like, "Oh, my bad, I'm neurodivergent."
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like, so for me,
I'm autistic. I can't help it.
So for me, my response would be like, "That's not an excuse for bad behavior. If you want to be friends, I do not appreciate this, and this." I personally would not bring in the mental health side because it is, to your point of, there is a spectrum. So my ex was a mental health therapist and I used to do his billing. You get a code. So it's like, you have F codes, you have H codes, whatever the case is. So if they're like an F43.5 and it has bipolar, autism, whatever the case is, it doesn't say level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's just going to say autistic or whatever the case is.
It should definitely have.
And that's also
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for sure.
But that's also not our business. Like, that's no different than asking, like, that's medical history. So I personally would not get into that because I think that gets very touchy, very sensitive, and very.
Thing of what should the public know about your particular health, and should people do that? It's a whole other conversation.
Slope.
It is a slippery slope.
I don't think there's anything wrong with like teaching people and like telling them like, I operate this way. Like, I'm a very type A person. I have systems. I like things to be very organized. I have a folder for the folder for the folder. Like, that's the way that I work. I'm not going to be rude to you, cuss you out, and then be like, because I'm type A.
So I'll say this. I'll ask this. It's gonna be kind of crazy.
Okay.
A person you deal with, they might have some type of HIV/AIDS. Should they have to tell us they had that before I sexually engage with them?
But that's completely different. Like, legally, you have to tell people that you have.
Is it? You have to legally tell them?
If somebody has sex with you and gives you HIV, they can go to jail.
Yeah.
That you
if they knew they have it and they pass it.
And there are several women, I cannot speak to men because I haven't seen men. There are several women on the internet bragging about having STDs and saying that they are active with people and do not tell them. I hope you go to jail. And I hope they press charges because you legally have to tell people. You have to disclose your status. That's not a mental thing. That is, you could potentially kill someone. It used to be considered attempted murder. So I think that's completely separate than this.
What about the trans thing?
I think that you should have to disclose. If you have a partner, you should disclose as much with them as possible when moving forward. For a trans person, I think that they should disclose within the first date, personally, because why are you hiding what you are? Unless you know that you are setting that person up for something that they would not normally do. In my opinion, you're tricking them. So if I'm a man and I'm on a date with you and I don't tell you that I'm a man until 2-3 months in, that's wild on my behalf.
If I'm
trying to set you up. But I'm saying I would feel like they're trying to set you up to be like, oh yeah, and you knew I was a dude. Like, no, like that's not cool. So like hiding stuff like that, I think is completely different than this. Okay. But yes, I think you do need to disclose any and all of that because those are things that make or break somebody wanting to be with you. And I mean, I'm not like, if you don't want kids, I don't think you should say that on the first date. Unless y'all are intentionally dating for marriage. But I mean,
that'd be,
I think that comes out naturally as conversations
You don't
progress.
Just like blurt out, I want to have kids. Like, that's not.
But
I think that's one of those things that you talk about. That's not something that you just, while you're talking.
Hi, my name's Ashley. Yeah, like that's awkward.
You don't just be texting like this, that, and the other. I want to have 5 kids someday. Like, bro, I just met you.
Sexual health status, and if you have had any kind of orientation changes that aren't visible to the eye, or made aware, those I do feel like are either before the date or like, and even I think STDs are hard because why would I tell you on a first date if I don't even know where this is going and then you're going to tell everybody my business? So like, even with that, I feel like that's kind of hard because...
I think that's... You know what I mean? You have the shame angle. A lot of people are ashamed of the stuff they got going on. So a lot of times they won't tell you, but they should.
I think they should tell you before y'all get intimate or if y'all share drinks and food and all of that.
I definitely side more with Kell. I think if you feel as if you're not narcissistic, but autistic or you have some kind of thing, you let that be known, Just let it be known.
But my thing is, so if I'm clinically depressed, if I suffer with bipolar and depression, you want me to tell you that on a first date?
Yes.
I think that's crazy. I don't think that that's realistic because
you're afraid that. Well, I mean,
I don't think it's a scared thing.
So I'm not afraid, but like I think the person wouldn't want to tell somebody that because I don't know. It might be afraid because you don't want to chase them off.
That's not. I don't think it's that.
I'm bipolar on your first date. They're gonna be like, oh shit.
But I don't think it's that as much as it opens a jar for like much deeper conversations. And if I don't know you like that, why would I divulge like that much into it?
You don't have to divulge it.
You do.
I think
If you tell somebody, yo, I'm bipolar, they're gonna be like, wait, what? What does that mean? What does that look like?
At that point, if you don't like how they react to how they feel about you being bipolar, you shouldn't be dealing with them anyway. If I told somebody I'm bipolar and they're like, they have a million questions and I don't want to answer those questions, I'm not going to deal with you. On to the next. I just feel like that's just how it has to be. You should be comfortable in whoever you're talking to about your particular problem. Mm-hmm. Because me personally, somebody tell me they're bipolar, I'm like,
yes,
okay.
But not on the first date is what I'm saying. Yes, the transparency, but I think the first date, that's a lot. That's a heavy situation. I think the first date is like getting to know you in like little nuanced things. The second, third, fourth, as it progresses, yes, I don't think we should be 6 months down the road and then I'm telling you.
I was going to say, yeah.
But the first date, I think the first date is very, very heavy to throw all of that at me.
I guess I'm different. I respect the heavy early.
I respect it, but
you're respecting my time by telling me everything that you feel like might be a problem later.
But I don't think I can get to know you because now I have so many questions surrounding that. I'm not focused on just I might not even like you. Like, let's get through this first date. Let's see how we interact person to person, face to face versus, hi, my name's Ashley. I have this. What's up? Let's go to Putt Shack. Like, whoa. Like, I think conversations naturally occur. If it comes out, it comes out. But I wouldn't expect all of that on the first date. That's a lot.
Oh, I think if I was 20, I would agree. I think as I'm older and I feel like now I'm at the point I'm trying to like get to something that's serious. Tell me this stuff now because...
The very first date. You don't think it's just like age, where you from, what do you do,
I'm not so immature that you tell me something that's deep with you and I'm going to be asking you a million questions to bother you about that particular thing. I'm either going to take it now or leave it. You know what I'm saying? I might automatically have an idea about about some of what you are when you tell me that you're this.
Do you have any friends that have like any severe like mental...
Yeah, hell yeah.
And how long did it take for them to tell you about their mental health?
They don't have to beat around the bush with me. Like,
so I'm asking. So like when y'all first became friends, they was just like,
yeah, bro, I got like clinical depression. I'm ADHD, I have trauma, PTSD, and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, cool.
And they told you that as soon as y'all was cool, first day.
Yeah. That way, when we go out, he knows if he's about to pop off on somebody. I know.
I think your friend should know, but I have friends that have situations,
he knows if we go out together and you're with me, I might be getting an altercation. I want you to know that now. So if you're gonna come out with me, you have to be ready to get an altercation with me. Okay.
I think that's just a lot on the first chill.
I think we can't really call it for a whole scale. I think there's going to be differences depending on your age, your gender, what you're looking for. I think I understand where you're coming from because you don't want to be judged. As a person who would have I don't have any, but if I was the person with like bipolar or if I was autistic and I told somebody I'm autistic, I'm going to be in the back of my head, I'm going to be like, oh, well, now you're going to judge me. And this might make this date harder, especially if I wanted it to work out. So I can understand how that could like mess it up. I also understand where Kell's coming from because now I know what I'm getting into because I don't want this bomb to be dropped on me 3 months later. And I'm like, why the hell are you acting like this? And it's like all of a sudden, oh yeah, by the way, I'm autistic or I'm bipolar or I'm this, that, and the other. So I think it's just going to be a difference of people, like how they look at it based on gender, age, and all of that, their experiences with people. But one thing I do think when it comes to like people diagnosing themselves or people like wearing these badges, do you feel like this comes from a place of like narcissism or does it come from a place of essentially help? Like, are people looking for sympathy because they never received that help growing up? I don't know about you all, but like in a lot of Black families, from my experience that I've met, there would be kids with mental problems, ADHD or something like that. And it goes
undiagnosed for years.
And they would go undiagnosed because they would say, no, you don't have it, or it doesn't have it. So is this a response to, and it might have happened in white families or Asian families or Indian, whoever, but like, did this happen? And as a result, we're just labeling ourselves now because it's like, I never received the help for this and I'm looking for a community? Or is it, I'm doing this because I want attention and I'm using it as a way in order to build myself up, and people will respond to me more if I tell them I'm this person?
I think it's mixed.
It is definitely mixed.
I think it's attention, look at me. And then I think, to your point, like when you see stuff on the internet, it's like, oh my God, I just saw this video today and I resonate with this. Mm-hmm. This explains why I process and why I feel the way that I do. Like, let me share this with my community. So I think it's a mix.
There's certain people on social media you'll see who actually have these problems. Mm-hmm. And they'll go step by step about how they deal with it.
Like the food guy.
Which food guy?
The food guy.
Oh yeah, the blind dude. You know what I'm saying? Dude, like him, you can tell. And like, but he's a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing. Is like those kind of people. You can tell, okay, but they're dealing with their problems. They've already known about it, but they move on life, you know what I'm saying, the regular way. Then you have some people crying for help every single video, almost, you know what I'm saying? It seems like they're doing it for attention.
They don't pop up on my algorithm.
It's kind of, it's great. I'm a big fan of, I tell them this, was it Love on the Spectrum? I love that show. It's a great love show.
I've seen like episodes, yeah. They get right to the point.
Emotion early, as soon as possible, about how somebody feels about somebody else, without the hiding, without the games that we all play when we dating. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I like that. We get to see that in reality rather than somebody trying to fake it. You know what I'm saying? Act like they don't like the girl, and then it's like, they actually really like each other. You don't feel like
people weaponize it? Like, I have a friend who, she suffers from bipolar and depression, and her boyfriend found out, like she shared it with him because, sometimes the lows are really low. Mm-hmm. And he would like weaponize that against her in the relationship to be like, you're just too heavy for me right now. Or like, this is too much.
And this is why I say you need to tell them what you are day one. That way you can't allow them to weaponize it on you later on, because everybody will use something.
But you don't think people can use that as leverage to like gaslight you? So maybe it's better to like not share all that off rip to try to see.
It's going to happen.
Because if you end up with a narcissist and they don't know that they're a narcissist, they're going to weaponize that. So it's like you're almost giving them the fire. The
ammunition,
yeah.
I mean, you want to wait?
No, like for sure, no. But like you might not even want to share that piece of you. You might be on like date 2 or 3 and start seeing some of those behaviors and be like, yeah, nah, I'm good.
I think that comes down to where the fear of it being weaponized comes down to, and this is also part of the conversation where the compassion kind of angle comes in, the empathy. You have to make the conscious decision of what you decide on how they're weaponizing it, or whether they're weaponizing it or not. Mm. If you're bipolar and you feel like your partner is weaponizing it against you, you need to be cognizant of that. Nobody else can tell you how to feel. You have to feel how you want to feel, right? So in these situations, they need to be cognizant and be at a point where, okay, well, I know this is not that. I've dealt with this longer than you've dealt with this because I've lived with it my whole life, and you just met me for however long you met me for.
Do you guys think everybody has at least one mental health diagnosis?
Yeah.
At this point in time, yeah, I think a lot of people and you just never know. I mean, it could be anything.
And it doesn't have to be like super high.
Like I said, it's a spectrum.
I genuinely believe everybody has at least one.
Normal is not real. Like normal,
there is no such thing as normal.
Yeah, so I think a lot of the stuff we have in society today has caused that. Social media, television. Do you think movies,
it's that, music, or it's just a name
that.
For it? Because I
think everything has really warped how we think and how we look. Think about how they're calling this generation now the TikTok generation of just, we need that dopamine. We need that quick fix. There's everybody who's just so, we've slowly become farmed, as Kell always says, we've been farmed into this way of thinking. It might have existed in the past. So you think
there was never a thing of like depression? Like it just never existed?
No, I'm not saying that it never existed. I think it always existed. I think we just got names for it.
Everybody gets depressed. Every single person on this earth gets depressed at some point.
Now, do we all suffer with clinical depression? I don't think so. But everybody does have
a version.
And like, that kind of goes into what we deal with on a daily basis. Look at all the bad news we see, right? It's very hard to take in all of this information. I don't think we were meant to take in all of this information at once.
No.
I don't think it's hard. I think that's why we've become so numb to it.
Well, we think we're numb, I think.
We are. No, we are numb.
I think people who compartmentalize a lot of this stuff don't realize the actual effect it has on your subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I can agree with that. But at the same time, I think when so much happens, it just becomes another day. Mm-hmm. Like we casually talk about school shootings, and when school's coming back, there's going to be book bags for children that are this big that are bulletproof. And that's a normal thing. 10 years ago, that wasn't.
No, right.
20 years ago, it wasn't. So I feel like that's why I'm saying I think we just become numb because we see this stuff all the time. So then it's just like, Trump doing weird stuff. It's kind of just getting to the point. At first, it was like, oh my God, how can he do this? This isn't right. Da-da-da. Now it's like, oh, he's trying to renege Rosie O'Donnell's citizenship. Oh, he's having a bad day. Next. Like, it's not first news anymore.
No, and that's how we respond, right? But I think even still, subconsciously, we know on a subconscious level, like it affects us. People cope with it with memes, and like the culture is, and this, like I said, this continues with that conversation of the lack of empathy and compassion and like actually thinking further than the immediate. We cope with humor and memes. Like when we thought we were going to get, World War III, it was nothing but memes. Like in the past, when our grandparents had to deal with World War II, or our great-grandparents had to deal with World War I, or however, whichever war, the Vietnam War, that was a serious time. They weren't making jokes. I'm sure they weren't making jokes. Like,
we over here like, send the
we don't get drafted.
Over.
Like it was a real thing. Like, it was a reality for them. Yeah. But now we have gotten to a point where nothing is really serious.
Nothing at all. We don't take nothing serious. Aliens are coming. Yay!
Nothing is serious. And I think we're basically being turned into like computers where we just take information, process it, and move on. Is this important information?
No.
Yes. Is this important? No. Keep it processed and keep moving. I think it's just really what's contributing to this lack of like just consciousness and understanding like what's going on in the world. So like even in this conversation we're having about people labeling themselves with different disabilities, we've all expressed our opinions on how we feel about it. Does it look like, how does this reflect on us? Like, are we lacking compassion, or are we just tired of seeing the same thing regurgitated over? And do we recognize the signs of somebody who just wants to be put on a higher level or respected or just thought of in a higher level, because we're all obsessed with being front and center? That social media episode kind of comes back to mind. Everybody wants to be a star.
Everybody, yeah.
Because it seems like the easiest path to an easy life, but what are the true implications here, right? So it's a
Do you think you're empathetic?
I do think I'm empathetic, but I'm not as empathetic as I used to be. I know.
Are you veering more towards sympathetic versus empathetic?
I'm more empathetic. I'm not sympathetic. I used to be more sympathetic because I used to care more about a lot of things happening. But as life has kind of taught me, you can't really live life that way. You can't care about every little thing. I've had friends in the past where I want to help them. I want them to do better, but
you can't want it more than they do.
You can't, exactly. So when does it stop being sympathetic towards somebody and become more of a detriment to yourself?
But I think people are mixed, like empathetic versus sympathetic. To have empathy, you feel what they feel. Mm-hmm. Sympathetic is just, like, I feel sorry for you. I don't think a lot of people are empathetic at all.
I don't think so either. And I think that's dying, right? Because look at how arguments happen. Look at debates, right?
Just a lack of respect.
If somebody wants to debate you, debates used to be like, debate teams would get on the board and they would talk and they would debate points and they would talk about why this works with facts. Now everything is just, this is my opinion. This is my opinion. This is how I feel.
With no backing as to why. And I think that goes back to school, because when's the last time y'all wrote a paper? Like, where's the 3 supporting facts from 3 different sources?
Well, I think a lot of people school is just out of mind.
I saw this on TikTok and it's a fact and I'm mad and I'm going to yell louder than you and that makes me right. And I think that's where we lose the plot.
Yeah. No, a lot of people lack empathy, as you said, because a lot of people just have gotten this mindset. We're selfish. Yeah, I think the natural state of us is that we're ending up becoming more selfish.
I need to be more selfish.
I mean, arguments aren't won through debates anymore. They're won through public opinion. So it depends on who's listening to me. If whoever listening to me believes that this particular opinion is better, no matter how harsh it is, you're going to want to take that stance anyway. Because you're going to win. That's how you win. Trump won not because he was right. He won because the people...
He was the loudest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what's respected now. We talked about politics a lot, and everything that surrounds that is just, I'm loud and I'm doing what I want. And nobody else can tell me otherwise. He doesn't care what other people think.
It's like toddler behavior. Like, I want it.
Yeah. We're devolving.
You devolve the human brain to go to its more carnal, earlier stances of loud means right. And if the person that's right is not as loud as a loud person and not standing up for themselves more as a loud person, it's like in school, in elementary school.
You think that's an everywhere thing or an American thing? Because I feel like when I go out the country, it's not like that. Like, people are looking at us like we are crazy. So is that a people thing or is that a United States thing?
I feel like that's a people thing because I think that happens.
I think it's a people thing, but I think it's amplified in the United States. We are one of the most outspoken countries. Think about culturally other countries, right? Just look at Asian countries, for example. They're brought up on a culture that's more reserved. Mm-hmm. They're very conservative. Regardless if they have outrageous views, they're not going to voice them outwardly.
I was thinking more like Europe, like US,
Europe has slowly
Canada.
been
like
kind
I
of
feel
moving towards how we are. I think Europe is starting to emulate us more.
I think they're mixed too, though, because they're
also
on the point where they'll elect officials that are loud, but not the smartest person. You know what I'm saying? They're just super loud compared to, because the smartest person ain't always elected. You know what I'm saying? It's usually the loudest person.
Who's more popular. Yeah. Like, you ain't even got to be loud.
So it's it happens everywhere. It's like I said, remember in elementary school, the most popular person wasn't necessarily the smartest person. It might have been the bully. It might have been the loudest.
I mean, never in life.
They were either the coolest person or the loudest person.
But they were never the smartest. You know what I'm saying? Rarely was it the smartest person in the room. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's the easier way. When you devolve,
the smartest person I went to school with was autistic.
Same.
Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you think about that. If all you have to do to win is devolve the brains around everybody you're trying to make your constituents. Mm-hmm. And then when you go there, all you have to do is just be the loudest and act like you're the most right person, and then you're going to win every single time.
Confidence will really get you.
You want to make money? Dumb down your audience to a point where all you got to do is be loud on the TV. You go on Twitch, you go on streams. He knows it. You on streams right now. A lot of the people, and no, this is no diss to Kai Cenat.
Watching those.
This is no diss to Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat is what? What is Kai Cenat? Loud as hell. Shout out to Holmes. He's loud as hell. Very animated, very whatever. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to get a super large, wide range audience. Every single person that's popular right now on social media. Juski, Kai, who else? Whoever you can name of. They're what? What's the first thing they are? They're loud.
Mm-hmm. Those people don't even pop up on my For You page. Like,
because you're not looking for them. They're not your target audience. You know what I'm saying?
Every time I see those, I feel like they're an anomaly. Because I'm like, what?
Exactly. Like, how?
Like I see Drewski reminds me of Snoop because he's always doing something different between the dating shows.
Drewski more so is just capitalizing on
any trend,
right?
He does anything. Like his shows.
Drewski is loud.
I don't really.
He doesn't
give me loud.
He got the blonde hair and everything. He's loud.
He is loud. He is loud, but not in the same way as Kai. Kai is vocally loud.
They're still loud.
Drewski is loud. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
No, Drewski is vocally loud. Come on now.
Is he?
In what sense, though? He doesn't stream.
The stuff I've seen, he's been very reserved and just laughing. Like, he cracks jokes, but I don't see him acting a fool.
Probably the most successful social media comedian I've ever seen. Like, most social media comedians don't break up into the level of him. He doesn't even do comedy for real.
At all.
He don't do stand up.
You gonna see him and you gonna hear him.
Yeah. He was probably like the class. He has that class, like the class clown
vibes.
Kind of vibes.
And those niggas
were the loud niggas. Yeah. So I get what you're saying. Like I said, I get what you're saying. It's just I think they're loud in different ways. Speed. Another one.
I saw him for the first time today. He was yelling at that chunky boy I sent you guys. Right? That's him.
Chunky boy. Who did what?
He was like doing a video I want to say it was his brother, and they were like blindfolded eating chicken, and the chunky boy like
exactly
knew
what
all
chicken
the things.
it was.
Like, he started screaming and trying to hear him.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
That's him, right?
His brother was like, "Oh yeah, this is Popeyes. I already know."
Yeah, I know how I see it. He like got up and started hitting him. I was like, "Oh my god, who is this guy?"
Right. But that's
so he's a streamer.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of streamers, what pushes them is can you be controversial and can you be loud?
So like that's their job.
Aiden Ross, controversial, loud. You know what I'm saying? It's just. It's really that's how you get high rate of returns.
That's how you get
people are sheep.
Yeah. Fine.
Kanye has something like in his song like that. It gets the people going.
Yeah. it's provocative.
Yeah, it's provocative.
People like the edginess, right?
So
and I think the fact that people are prioritizing the edginess and all that is just crazy. Like even when it comes to when we talked about the woke, which I don't know if that will ever come out, but we talked about people being woke.
You need to post it.
And the woke conversation didn't exist 3-4 years ago. It wasn't really a conversation. Woke was a word that Black people use.
It was a conversation. It just didn't have a term.
Well, no, being woke was like your conscience of what's actually going on in the world. You're paying attention. You're not even just
the world. I remember because somebody actually put a comment on one of our TikToks saying that he first heard the word woke from Gambino.
I saw it. Yeah, Gambino. Yeah.
So and we've been using woke.
We were using it before that.
I was probably 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like woke has always been just knowing something that most people might not see. You know what I'm saying?
Woke
like,
was a term that was for Black people primarily.
Erykah Badu was probably the real ideology.
Like third eye. Woke was your third eye is open.
Chakra. Hippie.
You see, yeah, that's exactly. And now it has become
India Irie, Erykah Badu, Lenny Kravitz.
And now has become a term to mean this is because this is inclusive. It's woke because this doesn't have women half naked. It's a woman. It's a race thing. It's a sex thing. It's
an ideology.
It's everything. It's anything that does not fit with a certain demographic of people. Right? So in video games, if a woman is wearing full clothes, it's a woke game because I don't get to see her titties. In a movie,
if a woman is Black in a movie,
if she's Black in a movie, it's woke. If a man is Black in a movie, if there's a gay couple in a movie, it's woke. If there's anything that does not fit with the original social norms of like the early 90s, early 2000s era when, we weren't really open to gay or trans or women being in like a certain position in film and television, it's woke.
If Superman wants to stop people from dying in a war, it's woke.
Rush Hour is woke. I don't know if you guys saw
Rush Hour is anti-woke because Rush Hour, that warning, right?
The warning, that's what I meant.
Yeah, so it's anti-woke. So if anything, they would laud Rush Hour because Rush Hour made racist jokes. And it
I meant in a sense of the new disclaimer is woke. Is what I meant.
Is definitely woke.
That's what I meant. Yeah,
that disclaimer. Yeah,
I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, so soft. Just
this whole woke argument is just another example of how this empathy thing is just lost on the internet, right?
Yeah.
There's nobody taking a conscious thought like, so why did video games stop making women half naked? Because women did not want to be seen as objects. And that's a fair thing to want, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's that deep.
I mean, I can't speak for y'all. I just know Laura Croft definitely just had titties on the screen.
I had the game.
Yeah.
Like I had the Laura Croft game. I played the fighting games. Like
I do think
the fighting games were the worst. Like with the skirts
like Dead or Alive games were just straight up just.
But I mean, I wasn't focused on the outfits. I was making it to the top. The volleyball one.
Yeah, the volleyball one was specifically. That was specifically.
That's the one.
That was for the. What did they say? Gooners?
Yeah, that was a wild game. Like the hits, was specifically everything. For them. I was like,
but I don't know. I just think it's crazy because I can understand the argument in certain instances where I feel like they're forcing it, right? So if you're forcing it in something, then it's like, damn, okay, I can't even be mad at them for being mad at this. But now it has become a thing where they just use it for everything.
I feel like as long as it feels natural.
Any new project that comes out that has to do with any group of people that is not a white male or a half-naked woman, is just woke.
Sometimes it doesn't feel natural.
Sometimes it doesn't.
I think as long as it feels natural, who cares?
Exactly.
Like, when I think of video games, I think of them being animated. And with animation, I think of dramaticized features. Yeah. Whether that's a super big head and a little body, or a really big body and a little head, or, a voluptuous body, or a flat body, or, I guess you don't really see like fine animated men. I've never seen like a super buff man. It's more,
most male protagonist characters are pretty buff.
But I mean in like a sexualized manner, like the way that they do the girls. Like
because it's not appealing to women.
They're not oiled up. They're not. They're not abs out. V
Imagine
showing.
Playing God of War and Kratos comes in.
It's not given that. So I think as long as it's not like losing the plot of the game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
No.
Personally.
I mean, I believe marketing is the reason. Obviously, that's why they have the old up women and jiggle physics is because men and boys are going to
get
jiggle physics. Yeah.
But girls play video games, so I mean, they could have a super buff guy.
Y'all not buying them like we is. That's the thing.
But you don't know that, do you? What's this? I don't know the statistics.
Women are
but
still
you don't
not.
know that.
It has increased.
Yeah,
the amount of women in gaming has increased
by a lot.
Yeah. But it is not overtaking men.
I don't know. Not to say overtaking. My thing when we see it on the internet is how many people are doing this and we're not seeing it. Because like I think of this girl I went to high school with. She was very odd. And she was really into like a lot of the anime, the games. She would draw it, she would do it. And there was a big group of them and all of them did it.
Yeah,
I just think they might not be on the internet. But I do think there are a lot of women that do it.
I'm not saying there's a little bit. There are a lot of women into anime and video games and all of that. Their group is still smaller than what you would see with men.
With men?
Where, like, think about in school, you would see groups of boys together talking about Dragon Ball Z and all that. And the girls who did like Dragon Ball Z, they weren't in groups talking about Dragon Ball Z.
Because I think you couldn't.
Or Sailor Moon, you know what I mean?
But I think it's because you can't.
Well, you couldn't back then, but now you can. So, like, it's... Like I said, it's increased.
Yeah.
There's more people, for sure.
I think it's more acceptable for you to like
when you look at streaming, there's way more female streamers now than there ever has been. And it's only going to keep going up. But I think we've had such a dominance in that field where it's just going to be harder for you all to catch up. Even though there are more of y'all, I think there's just not as many women.
I'm wondering if they're just not given the platform to do it. Because I would love to see the numbers.
I think they do, but I think also men will chase you away. Because there's niggas who would just get on, like if a woman is streaming, niggas will get in her stream and be weird.
Yeah. Yep.
I used to play video games as a kid all the time. When we were playing in the voice chats and you hear a girl voice, it's over with. Yo, you're a girl? Yo, so you got a boyfriend? Like, what you look like?
I used to play games all the time, but I never did the live chats or play with other people. So that's why I'm saying, like, I would really be curious to see who's playing, but just solo and like not playing against other people or not playing with people. I think
the numbers would be surprising.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying there's not a lot of them out there. I'm just saying that I don't think
it's more men. High. So if there's 100 men doing it, there's probably like
20 girls,
30 or
like
20.
Y'all marketing the gaming space is the cozy games. Y'all are being marketed towards.
It's just like with toys. It's just like with toys. Barbies are for girls. Action figures were for boys.
Yeah,
it's
trucks
the same,
and cars.
And it's the same kind of marketing over and over.
I feel the same way, like, you know, I'm in the gambling industry. And I feel like women are always overlooked when it comes to like bets and parlays. But I know so many women that are winning so much money doing this. So it always makes me wonder, again, to that point, like, I think people doing it, we just don't know.
You know girls doing parlays, sports parlays right now?
Yeah.
Like y'all cool?
Yeah.
She know about sports?
Yeah.
I need the contact.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm dead serious. Like, bro, I bet.
I got you.
That's pretty funny.
He's a bump test. I need my money up. What's up?
It's not even that. Like, I just want to talk to somebody about sports. There's a lot of I want more female perspective on sports. Honestly, I don't see that a lot. I want to see that more.
There's a girl in Atlanta, or Alpharetta. She's on my TikTok page, so I'm gonna call her famous. But she posts a lot about like what's going on in sports.
I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen her stuff too on my
cool.
TikTok. Yeah. So I think that's dope. I think a lot of people don't see that. I think that needs to be seen. I mean, we see sports commentators and stuff, but on a local span, I want to.
Right, like when I found out she was in Alpharetta, I was like, not you being down the street.
Right, that's crazy, yeah.
Because I thought she was like in LA or something.
Or New York. That's why I'd be thinking that.
Yeah, I was like, she said Alpharetta. I was like, oh my God,
yeah.
not from right here in Roswell, down the street.
That's crazy. But where were we? We were talking about like
Empathy,
the online
games,
thing.
online space.
And just how that online space has evolved. I just think it's crazy. And I'm sure we'll see it evolve. Do y'all think there will ever be a time where we go back to a more empathetic world, or do you think it's just in the past? Do you think we've progressed so far to the point?
What wins?
So you think it'll always be what wins?
What wins? I mean, that is what's gonna dominate the media, right? And that's what's gonna dominate what you see, whatever wins.
But I was gonna say no to that, because we all have different algorithms. Because like on my algorithm, I have a lot of like the herbalist and the woo-woo stuff. So I feel like I see a lot of people talking about like empathy and caring and this and this and this. So I think it's not going, I feel like it's going to be trendy again, when it goes back into like zodiac signs and all that, because all of them come around. So I feel like when the zodiac stuff comes back around, everybody's going to be hopping on a train about how they're empathetic. I don't like big groups of people because I feel like it's very heavy. And when there's a lot of emotions in the room, it's draining to me personally. I feel like when I hear people talk about that, they always talk about it in a witch sense and say like, oh, that's a power that people have. It's a power to be super empathetic or tapped in. So I feel like give it 6 months and everybody's going to be talking about how it's going to be a new disorder because like I can't go in big groups because my social battery is drained because I'm so empathetic. I can feel all the feelings.
Are you it depends on if you're in the normal space. Are you the general public? You know what I'm saying?
No, but you get what I'm saying? Like it's going to turn into the new mental health diagnosis. So I think empathy will be a trend to prove who can feel more than somebody else.
So
that'll actually be very interesting. But I don't think it would cause a shift because
I think people would be more conscious to what they say and do to people.
Shares. I feel like somebody would need to strongly like advocate for it. There would need to be a large group that comes out advocating for us to be more conscious because internet trolls became the new in thing. I remember when trolling was like, oh, that's just a troll, ignore them. And now it's like 90% of accounts I see on like Twitter that are being put up are trolls.
Yeah.
But I think
and
part
those
of
are the verified accounts. And you know, this is because of Elon's way he's pushing it. If I pay for Twitter, I get to be a troll and everybody has to listen to me and they can't, ignore me.
You don't think that has anything? So yes to the bots, but I think that has a lot to do with people having fake accounts. Because if you already got a little burner account and nobody knows that it's you, then you can go in and do whatever.
All these accounts that troll typically aren't attached to somebody that's easily like recognizable.
Findable.
They'll have like a random ass picture, a random ass name, and it's just trolls.
That's crazy. You see how
because those trolls can also change somebody's mind. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Like people are easily, if you're sheep, which is.
Do you think that the majority is people though, or it's paid bots?
No, I think it's people.
It's people.
You think?
But it's also bots that have.
It's a pyramid. It's a pyramid.
Yeah.
It's a pyramid. There's the bot. There's the person at the top who makes all of the posts.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have an army of bots, or not even an army, but like maybe like a few bots.
Got a good army of bots.
And those bots just echo chamber.
So
like
out of 100,
we're stuck in a world. Social media is becoming an echo chamber instead of actually social media. It's just a place where I can go and I can yell the loudest and see how far my yell gets.
So out of 100 mean comments, how many of those 100 do you think are actual people versus one person?
Like 60 of them. 60
really?
to 7.
You think it's that many?
Yeah,
I think that the other 20, 30 are the bots. And
really?
They see, once you see enough, it triggers something in somebody else's head and they're like, I agree with this.
I think it's the opposite.
Because I think you have a lot of faith in people. I think people are easily swayed.
Yeah, people are fucking terrible. Like
I think people are very easily swayed. People could have an out there opinion. Like there's a whole thing about hot takes. Everybody's obsessed with hot takes. You see a video about put out your hot takes. People will put out a hot take and maybe it won't catch on. Give it a week, give it a month. Then you have a whole army of people who are like, I don't know, I kind of agree with this person's take because it's like all of a sudden they saw like this person agree, this person agree, so this person agrees because of this. And that's all it takes. All it takes is enough people to accept an idea for it to catch on.
I hate that for us.
And that's how social media has turned what it turned into. Instead of it being a way for us to connect, it's become a way for us to spread our own ideals. And it's a popularity contest of us just who's more popular. Are my ideas more popular than yours? And people's opinions, people feel like, think about people who don't get comments. Think about a person on social media who will comment and nobody responds. Or a person who will say something and nobody responds. But then when they comment with the group of people, then all of a sudden they're popping. That feeling.
Yeah. I feel the opposite way. I feel like people use their hot takes to rage bait.
They do.
And so I don't think
people accept it. They get it. It's
I just block
effective rage bait.
I block you.
But yeah, I mean, people argue, especially if you feel strongly about something. Let's say you have a fandom. Let's say there's a show you like or something that you really love. All it takes is that one person to come in there talking negative about something you love. You're in there like, no, I don't agree, or you're going to block them, one or the other. More people tend to disagree with them in an open space, and that opens up a dialogue, and then you have all these other people coming in and attacking you, and it's just a back and forth thing.
If I'm on somebody else's post, right? So I see a post, I think it's funny. I go to the comments to see how many people think it's funny. When I see the negative ones, I don't respond to that. If I see a couple that I like, and then I'm done. I'm out of there. Unless you say something like real racist, then I'll just go and block. But for the most part, like I don't think I sift through comments. You think people are sifting through the comments?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Think about how many comments to likes some posts have. Mm-hmm. I've seen posts where there's more comments than likes.
Oh, for sure. But I thought that was just because it's the first one up there. Like, oh, that's funny. Like,
no. I mean, like, not likes on comments. People don't go to social media just for videos and quick little things. People go to interact with people.
Well, I'm not using it right.
I think we're just a large group of people who don't. There's a large group of people who don't. I don't really interact. I'm learning how to interact more, but I'd never really interacted with it because I grew up in an age where I was told not to interact with people on the internet.
Right.
And so And parents even tell their children that now? No.
And I don't like getting involved.
And we talked about this on another show that we do because we do a little podcast. Well, not a little podcast. We do a podcast live every other Monday, Fat Pod. Y'all check us out. I didn't even know. And we talked about being 90s parents. Like, could we be parents in the 90s? And one of the topics was about how technology has definitely made it easier, but has also messed up the game. Yeah. Because instead of being as involved in your child's life, a lot of parents will just... Here's a tablet. Babies. Here's an iPad. Yeah. Do it. There's no protection
online. Our parents had that, though. The crib babies. The people with the flat heads that their parents never picked them up. Just crib babies. I mean, same thing.
Your head just flat, though. You're not socially, like...
That's the first time I ever heard of that.
I ain't never heard of that one either.
Crib babies is crazy.
Really?
So it's got people with, like, flat backs of their heads or something?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like, literally, the back of their head is just, like, super flat because their parents never, like, held them. They would just, like, leave them in the crib.
Yeah, they got that hang hill.
So, you gotta think, like, when the kid's head's, like... When they're born, it's squishy. So if you just are always on your back, sleeping all the time, or you're always in a bassinet, or you're always sitting somewhere and you're not being held, yeah.
Did that have any converse, like, super bad effects as far as, like, health, or...
The majority of them are assholes, I feel like.
But it just really contributed to that, yeah.
I don't know.
But I mean, even think about it.
I would always be mean and be like, Mom, I love you.
Think about it like that versus your child being raised by... a phone.
But being raised by the bed and just sitting there watching me.
Well, I mean, that's only in your formative years, you know?
Only. Yeah.
It becomes different after that. Like, that child might have been outside doing bad shit after that, but who knows?
So if they ain't paying attention to you when you fresh out and you the new toy, I know what kind of life that is.
I don't know. It's very interesting to think about.
Now I'm gonna look at folks with flat heads and be like, damn, yo.
I'm telling you, it really just be flat.
And if they asshole, I'll be like, damn, your parents is terrible. Damn.
Never got
I think bad parenting will always show through, no matter what era. There were bad parents back then. There were bad parents further
There's bad parents now.
Exactly.
They're exploiting their kids on social media.
You know, it's just very interesting to just look at from now to all the way back then.
I'm curious to see 10 years.
This lack of just care. And I'm curious to see 10 years from now, too.
2030, I want to see
because this is, like I said, this is like what we said earlier. This is the TikTok era. This is we need quick fixes. We need quick hits of dopamine. There's more people smoking now than there was before.
But you don't think they need that dopamine hit?
The cigarette industry is dying, but the vape industry is alive and well.
So the cigarette industry is not dying. They've rebranded. It's new marketing. So
I think certain companies took
Marlboro got vapes?
No. Well, they might have a subsidiary.
I meant in a sense of like doing a vape. I think they said like smoking a vape is the equivalent of like 40 packs of cigarettes or something.
Vapes are worse. So they were like, I remember when they were like, oh, stop smoking did work. We're not smoking cigarettes as much. Yeah, because they switched over to vapes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's whatever's in there is addictive. I've seen people crash out, remove car seats, all kinds of stuff looking for it. Like, they're fiends.
Yeah.
And it's not good for the environment either because they're thrown all around the city. Yeah. They're all over the place. The batteries, the chargers, the electric, you
got to get off of that shit.
That cannot be a good situation.
And it's terrible for your lungs.
It's absolutely terrible.
Oh my God.
I want to see if in 2030 we get more empathetic because I feel like once this Trump situation is out of office, everything has a cycle.
You think things are going to improve?
It depends on the media.
But that's what I was going to say. I think because everything is so like, we don't care, fast reaction, mean. I feel like that next wave is going to be, we have to be nice because we have to heal and we have to come together. Because after being torn apart and being so divisive, that's why his rhetoric works so well. Because to your point, everybody's saying these hateful, mean things and not thinking about how it affects people. Chad, what was it, Boswick? everybody hopped on him and was calling him all kinds of names without wondering like what was wrong with him, just to come and find out the man was dying, and then felt bad afterwards and was like, oops, well, next you should have told us. So I feel like it does come full circle. I think we're in a place where everybody's here and it's me versus you, and I'm mad and I'm mad and I'm mad. I feel like we're going to have to come together at some point. Something is going to have to happen to bring us together to say, you know what? Like, we have to care what other people think. I can't just be like, oh, you're fat. Oh, you're super skinny. Oh, well, you didn't know I was dying. Like, that's not, I feel like we're going to have to start giving people grace in order just to run better as a society, because this ain't it.
I don't think that's ever really going to happen.
But it has to, because think about like the amount of people that are upset with like alligator Alcatraz. I think that goes to show empathy, because people are saying, you know what, I get what they did was wrong, but like this is not right.
I think it's selective.
This is not right.
I think people are just selective with their empathy, because you'll see a lot of empathy for animals randomly.
Oh my God.
You'll just
more empathy for animals than people.
Exactly. And I was going to say that people care more about animals than they do about people.
Yeah.
And so I don't think it's going to really change.
You don't think so? You don't think it's going to come back around?
I would hope for it to change. I would hope, but it would take...
What's the benefit of empathy?
I think somebody needs to have either empathy or sympathy, but
I think it would create a better society.
But what's the personal right now dopamine benefit of having empathy or sympathy for somebody?
Empathy provides you better insight and better relationships, in my opinion. Because if I'm able to empathize with what you're going through and what you have going on, I'm able to deepen my connection and my relationship with you, because then I understand you better.
That's if you care about that person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it's validation.
Give a damn.
Empathy would allow more people to feel validated.
How many people truly give a damn about something? Like, really?
I think everybody wants to be validated. Even the people who put negative comments.
I'm talking about in that moment, though. I get it for long term, but in that moment, like,
what
right
you mean,
now,
like if somebody was empathetic towards you,
should I care about that nigga right now?
I think it goes to like the I'm right. Like, to your point, you feel validated because, like, yeah, I felt empathetic. I win.
I feel like it's just a validation thing. But I get what you're saying. Like, if I was just go outside and give a homeless person some money, how would that make me feel versus how that? Of course, it would make them feel better because they just got some money. But what am I feeling? Am I just happy? I don't know. I don't think it becomes from a place of like selfishness.
But I don't look at it like that. So like, I was in New York, 900 degrees. There's a homeless man sitting there. He looked hot. Like I was hot looking at him. I had a bottle of water in my book bag. I gave it to him. I think it's not necessarily that how does it make me feel? I felt better knowing that, like, dang, I was able to help him.
You instantly felt that too.
But look what you said. You felt better.
You instantly felt that.
Well, because I felt bad that he was sitting there.
Because like, damn, looking at that nigga be in discomfort kind of puts you in discomfort at that moment. So you giving him something removes that discomfort.
It made me feel not as bad for
a second.
him. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing.
Will it provide dopamine?
People need that shit immediately.
Probably
you know
not.
Like,
it will probably not. There's no instant gratification in it. It's not really a gratifying thing. To be empathetic is not gratifying.
So what do you gain from hate online? You gain validation.
I think they be feeling good.
You do gain immediate validation, or you get immediate.
I think people
attention.
be feeling good because there's
you get immediate attention. Like they immediately pay attention.
How much better do you feel when you see somebody you don't like, you say "fuck you," whether it's on social media, or whatever? You feel some sort of like.
Feel better?
You feel like, yeah, fuck that nigga. Let's
really?
Sports, hell yeah, sports, hell yeah, You watch sports, your team losing. And then somebody goes and knows, yeah, fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's just automatic. Really, yeah.
No. Why shit talk exists.
Exactly. Ooh, I love, shit.
Why shit talk exists. Some people, it makes them feel better.
It feels so good. Like, yeah,
not a big deal. It's not, for me, I don't really care. Yeah. It is what it is. Sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's not. But like, it's only in like that's in a competitive space. But I mean, even still, like he's saying, hate or just saying what you feel, immediately people will respond to you saying something negative versus somebody saying something positive.
You think?
If I was like, oh yeah, this guy just got a job, like, oh yeah, this guy just got a job working at McDonald's, now he can feed his family, nobody's gonna care. But if I say, look at this fuck nigga working at McDonald's, that's gonna get responses, whether it's well, how can you say that?
He might not get validation on what he just said, but he's damn sure gonna get validation from niggas liking that shit and thinking that shit. It's way more beneficial to hate than to be empathetic with somebody. It sucks. But the media also pushes that shit too and think that it's cool. So everybody's gonna acclimate towards that ideology and it's gonna be popularized and normal.
That's wild.
To the general public.
I don't like that.
To the general public. Don't
It's
count yourself as a part of that group.
It's the general public.
Oh, I know.
And the only people that matter to businesses and media and politicians are the general public and never everybody else.
I don't like
that. And that's the thing.
That's why things aren't catered to us specifically.
Things are fucked up now because the general public allows it to happen. Mm-hmm. we speak out against it, but we're speaking against the general public.
That's so sad.
So we only can wait for the general public to sway itself back.
Yeah.
That's why I said I think it's gonna come back. I think it's gonna come back.
It would take a
drastic event. It takes
large drastic
I
event.
said something's gonna have to happen to bring us together. I think
you know what's happening? Jeffrey Epstein. That is the only thing. That is the current thing.
People are gonna forget about that though. I give that like another week.
This is the one event that everybody's sticking on. Very
I don't know.
heavily.
Do you think that many people actually care about Epstein's list?
It is.
They don't.
So look,
I never felt like that many people care.
I pay attention to conservative media pretty a lot right now.
Okay.
This is and everybody's talking about even
this the straw that breaking the camel's back.
Even the liberals are looking like this shit. Like even the MAGA people are taking this shit because this is a high level conspiracy. It's a high level cover up, and even MAGA don't like that shit. This is the only thing that they're really speaking out against. They're like, yo, we don't like. This is the shit we really don't like.
I give it another week,
and it's crazy, but it's
the stock market's gonna crash. And there's going to be a weird week and everybody's going to be focused on their money and that's going to get forgotten about. Because people don't even talk about Elaine Maxwell or anything like that anymore.
I think something's going to happen military-wise. Probably another drone strike or something's going to happen.
Something to shift our attention and then nobody's going to bring that up again. And if they do, it's not going to be publicized.
I felt like after Epstein died, like it was big, right? But then...
Everybody was begging for that list when he passed, and it didn't come out.
I'd see the occasional, like over time since he died, the occasional, where's the list? Where's the list? Where's the list?
Did you guys see they were saying people owe him an apology because he didn't actually do anything? And I'm like, bro,
Epstein?
Yeah. I'm like, I watched that documentary. That man.
That's what I'm saying. They're trying to figure out what's going on because y'all said that he did.
Whether you had a list or not, those girls in that documentary named people,
and that's why people even on MAGA are like, nah, we seen the shit. He has a list.
I don't know why they took the time to lie and say.
But whether the list disappeared allegedly,
because he owned that motherfucker.
It disappeared from Marjorie Taylor's desk. Mm-hmm. It's just gone. Poof, doesn't exist anymore.
Are you talking about Pam Bondi?
Was it her?
Yeah, Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi's the attorney general.
Okay, so it's gone from the desk. Anyways, there's no list. There's no manifesto.
What she's saying is she reviewed it and that there's no real list that specifically, you know what I'm saying, says it.
But there was a flight transcript that was in the show. So if the show was able to find, like they named people, they showed the Prince.
Yeah.
They showed Trump. They showed
Clinton.
There were models. There were so many people. Oprah. There were so many people on that list.
Oprah, shit.
Whether you can.
I remember there were people on the list who were like, "Hey, look,
Naomi Campbell was on the list.
I'm on the list, but I swear to y'all, I ain't do nothing."
Exactly, because they were like, we went to a party or we flew over there. Whatever the case was, there's a flight manifesto. There has to be for who's coming in and out. So whether she has that list or not, the flight manifesto should be public. If
you got enough money,
there are things that are public, but I think this goes back to how we're operating right now. We're like Miami said, "Oh, we're not gonna follow the rules. Our mayor's gonna stay in office for another year." I don't think it's that the list doesn't exist. I think people aren't pressing hard enough to get the list.
Oh, no, they're pressing now.
But I feel like it should be certain stuff is already public knowledge. Like watch the documentary, you have the list, do what you gonna do. That documentary has been out for at least 4 years. Y'all didn't do nothing. What's the difference between the list and what they publicly posted on TV?
It depends on who posted it.
It doesn't, because if the television lied and you said that I went there and I didn't, I'm suing y'all for every single cent.
Well, they definitely went there.
They never got sued. The show's still on. The documentary's still out.
Public perception. The general public is not going to fully believe.
It's only if it's to the detriment of your image.
And a lot of people, White House who actually has the files, they're going to be like, okay, now we believe this.
Yeah. But a lot of people's nobody's image really got tarnished like that for real.
Because people don't care. Is what I'm saying. They don't care.
We don't have the actual source.
It's like aliens. Just like aliens, unless we see them motherfuckers walking in our yard.
But we saw it, is what I'm saying. Like people, if you watch that documentary, you saw it.
I get you. I definitely think all those people are on that list who did all that shit.
This is not I think people don't care.
Once again, like Kell said, general public
don't.
Once they see the actual proof, like here is the actual list.
You saw it in the show. They actually had the paper.
But not everybody took the time to
Nobody's seen that documentary.
Watch that documentary.
Ain't nobody watched that. You know
it's Googleable though, is what I'm saying. So to say like, I need you to read to me a list that's on your desk, just Google it, look at it. I'm pretty sure you can Google a picture of the list.
Prosecuted after that documentary came out, then it would have been like.
And that's my question. Why didn't they attempt to do anything based on that?
Look, those flight manifestos. If those flight manifestos were proof, they would have been able to do something. But those lists that Epstein had probably had even more shit on them. Think about
But you have the witnesses, so I feel like we're missing something. In my SVU education, you got the victims, you got timestamps, you have paperwork because it was in the documentary. The documentary people did enough research in order to put this together and make it. You got kids that was missing school, getting paid to be masseuses, getting kidnapped, all the other stuff. Why didn't you act on that?
It's on their face.
Is it past the statute of limitations? So again, to me, it's y'all don't care.
I think they don't care. But I think also it takes
they play it in your face.
It takes a specific kind of evidence that I couldn't even fathom what it actually.
So why did she get the evidence? And
who are you talking about, Elaine?
Why did we get the evidence in Georgia and they not get it in Florida or New York where it was happening? Like, why did it come to us?
What do you mean?
Because it went missing in Georgia, didn't it?
No, the list. No,
that's what I saw.
They've always had the list in DC or wherever the Attorney General has it. They've always had it like specifically with them. The
Pentagon probably had it.
The FBI had it actually.
So why didn't they act on it before now?
Because Trump is on it.
But what I'm saying is,
I don't even think it's that. It's because what we've talked about before.
Didn't we have the list before Trump was in office? And that was the promise.
It's about what we talked about before.
It causes civil unrest.
It would cause too big of a disruption to society that they can't release it. So I think it's just like how the government has probably known about aliens for years, but they couldn't release that information because it would cause civil unrest.
So I think don't say the list is missing. He just won't eat the fact he can't share it.
He ain't saying it's missing. He's saying he's not sharing it.
No, they said it doesn't exist. They said there weren't no names on there, is what I saw. And that's why everybody was like, what are you talking about?
They've been backtracking the whole shit the whole time.
Because the promise was when I get in office, I'm ending war, I'm ending this, and I'm going to release the list. So what I've seen the argument.
You said the Trump's promise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's Trump's promise.
But
he made empty promises the first time.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think the list was ever coming out.
No.
That's what I think people are getting confused. Like,
so remember, like people are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So like, we know. This has been bullshit the whole time. This is nothing new to us. For some reason, it's new to them. I don't know why. But we know they're fucking dumb. So like MAGA, I don't know. This is like the straw that broke the camel's back, apparently, is that he won't release the list. It's like, bro, he was never going to release the list. He
can't. That's above him.
Like, where y'all been at the whole time? The man lied. He would lie on national television during debates with the motherfuckers fact checking them
saying that this is not true.
And then they still believed all that shit. Niggas said, what was it? Cats and dogs being eaten in Indiana.
By the Haitians. And
like, come on, y'all.
They're eating the cats.
They're eating the dogs.
But you see, in real time, right now, as you hear the absurdity of what's going on, this has been us for the last 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even before that, since this first presidency. This is what I'm numb to. This is what I'm not empathetic to anymore. Yep. I can't.
You can't be. But it's a lack of thought. It's a lack of.
How can I?
Conscious thought.
I have to be empathetic to absurdity and dumb people.
But I don't think this is a situation to be empathetic
and
to.
And it will never come to me.
Well, he's saying being empathetic in the sense of I feel where they're coming from. I get why they like. It's more so like a sense of understanding, right? Okay. Understanding why they think the way they do. They're playing in your face, and you're just like, oh yeah, keep doing it.
Hell no.
I don't know.
I'd rather die than have to really. Oh yeah, nah.
The whole thing is just absolutely crazy, ridiculous.
Maybe AI will help us and find the list.
On both sides, like the smart people.
I wonder, since it's already on the internet, would chat have the capability to see who's on there?
Well, the list is the flight logs might be, but the list of people who have been listed
to like block us from getting certain information.
So you don't think if we asked it could give us like a potential based on the documentary flight manifestos and this?
It might not
who
even
potentially was on there.
It might not even like respond.
They'd have to see the documentary.
No, it might not even respond for real. It might just say, "Oh, allegedly." These people were said to be on the list, but it can't give you like the actual list. It can only go off of the information that they probably allow it to see. Because there was like workarounds where people were using it to like steal money and figure out ways to steal money and say, hey, give me my grandma died. It was like a grandma died thing. Like somebody was like, oh, my grandma died. And what she used to do for me all the time is read me activation codes for Windows, and it gave them an activation code for Windows. So
really?
It's not supposed to do stuff like that. But
I don't be using this right.
There were like loopholes.
I'm not diabolical enough because I would have never thought
there's loopholes.
Yeah, I would have never thought of that.
There's some people, they making some serious, amazing prompts right now. It's crazy.
Some loopholes. But I don't know. I think that whole list thing is just, we were never going to get that information. If we were going to get it, we would have been got it. Let's be real. If they were going to give it to us, we would have been got it. They can't give it to us because there's names on that list that would shake the structure of what United States can even handle.
Because Diddy wasn't the only person that in freak offs was doing all that stuff neither.
There's probably
so they gave me a list, but they did say
allegedly.
No, it's an important note. Being listed on a flight log does not prove wrongdoing. Only confirms that someone was documented as a passenger at some point. Yeah, no, it is. But it's also, from the 90s to the 2010s, and this list is long.
Yeah, it's all the people probably from the documentary.
It is.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Bill Clinton, Trump, Prince Andrew, John Kerry, Senator George Mitchell, named in documents, denied involvement. Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, Naomi Campbell, Courtney Love, Alec Baldwin, Ishtak Perlin, I don't know who that is. Les Wexler, Eric.
Before through 2010, would you go to Diddy party?
Before 2010? What you mean?
Would you go to Diddy party before 2010?
If I was a celebrity, yeah.
Yeah, I would too.
Why wouldn't I?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you go to if you're a celebrity, you're a celebrity and another celebrity throws a party and you know nothing about their secret life that we know now.
Right.
Would you just be like, oh yeah, I'm not going to go to Diddy's party because I heard he be getting freaky?
Well,
no, you're going to be like, I'm going to the party.
I wasn't going to say that. I probably would not have went because I don't like the way he talked to people.
Just in general.
Yeah, like, when I hear Diddy,
nigga,
I will never forget that New York cheesecake.
Sushi at their party. I'm like, bro, I can get sushi in the nigga.
Nah, I always
that shit sound crazy.
And I was thinking the same thing with Epstein. Like, if somebody like, he got an island, bro, we about to go crazy, huh? Oh, for real? What do you do? Oh, he a financier in New York. You got an island out here.
Maybe because I'm a woman. I feel like you see certain people and just be like, no.
I feel like as a celebrity, that shit, it probably just sounds boring.
You're not going to ask all them questions unless somebody tell you otherwise.
The only time you would start asking questions is when you see some shit that you like.
So would y'all go to the Met Gala?
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go right now.
What? I'd definitely go to the Met Gala.
Really?
Yeah, I want to see the secret.
So you would participate. I'm not talking about the carpet aspect because I feel like
go in. Yeah,
you would go. That's like the Met in New York, right? Like the art joint.
I'd be in there being like, who we sacrificing today?
What else? I don't know about that. What else they be doing? I don't know what else they be doing.
Exactly. That's my point. I wouldn't go.
It's a secret.
Nobody knows what happens outside of just the outfits and walking in.
The Met is a museum. It's a
gala. What are they doing?
But they go in there and
it's a gala. They parlay. They network. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They eat bullshit and then they, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah.
It's a whole thing. Like,
I like your dress. And
the rumor is it's some weird. It's like a weird cult thing.
I wouldn't go.
The rumor is like it's some kind of weird cult thing or whatever.
I would do the red carpet, but I wouldn't go in.
I would go. I have not been given any evidence that some weird shit is going to happen when I go in there.
Yeah.
But if I go in there and I see some weird shit,
that's the last time I'm there. Facts.
It's like
that's all it is.
If I was at a Diddy party and I saw some weird shit, I'm out. Yeah. If I was on Epstein Island and I saw some weird shit, I'm out.
Sean and Marlon, one of them niggas said it. They was like, shit, I've been to Diddy parties. I ain't seen no weird shit. You know what I'm saying?
He said I was there late, so they must have got started after I left.
Well, I don't know, but yeah, I mean,
Dave Chappelle said the same thing.
Yeah, niggas gonna lie
because he made that joke about being too ugly for the orgies that they were supposedly having. He was like, they ain't invite me to not damn near one of them. So I feel like there's a lot that happened, but I don't think it was necessarily where people think it happened.
Nah, for sure.
Like, I don't think if there was a separate party to this party, Diddy had a list of niggas who he was like, oh, they like this, so I'm gonna bring him in. Like, I think you gonna suss out people when you doing shit that you know you're not supposed to do.
This is dark humor, but like, imagine being somebody that was into it and never getting the invite.
That's crazy.
Like,
but no, we can't invite him.
I missed out on.
That's slick. Like, what Dave Chappelle's joke was though. He was like, "Damn, I was too ugly to come to the orgy. I would have been in an orgy, nigga."
It's like all them people dousing themselves in baby oil outside after the verdict got read.
Yeah, that's
wild.
That was high levels of niggatry, and I do not support that.
I just think about how they said that the nigga was like in a hijab, just looking at him in the chair like the whole time.
With the hoodie and the...
That's crazy. Like, just think about that shit, bro. Like, just Diddy in the corner, just... That's fucking...
voyeurism at its finest.
Oh, shit. Hey, you about to get out, too, and I said it. 3 years, man. I told you.
I think we all agreed.
We did.
He was going to get out.
We said it was going to be short.
You wanted him to get some time.
I do want him to get time. He deserves to get time, but I knew he was not going to get time. I thought they was just going to do time served.
Yeah, they did. That's part of it.
No, I mean, I didn't think he was going to,
Oh, shit.
I thought they was going to be like, yep, you good.
No, he did.
But I mean, he got to sit for a second. He really made some people upset.
Yeah.
Well, I got anything else?
Empathy is dead.
It's going, yeah. Well, yeah.
So here's the thing. This is what y'all got to do, right? Start building healthily within yourselves, your families and whatnot. Don't look for outside empathy for whatever you got going on. You're just going to have to kind of build that up. Go to therapy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's really the only thing you can do. You can't worry about everybody else right now in this particular space. Your views and your ideologies might not get heard. It is what it is. Don't cry because it's not getting heard. A lot of us need help. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's just not going to happen. Like realistically, how you should think, I think moving forward is your help comes first within yourself and not outside. And that'll help. Once you have that mentality, once you have that thought, everything will go way easier. Because once you get that outside help, it's like a bonus. So it's like, okay, I've already did it for myself, but when you get outside help, it becomes a bonus and you won't have to worry about everybody else. I know a lot of people who was like on some woe is me type shit. Nobody want to help me. And it's like, yo, you're not even trying to help yourself first. And that's why nobody trying to help you, because you ain't trying to do it for yourself first. So start with yourself first. And then if people who help you from outside, it's look at it as a bonus, but not as a necessity and not as something permanent. Yeah.
I'm going to let you have that.
So, question for the viewers.
I hope it's not dead. I really do.
Question for the viewers for sure. With, scrolling on TikTok or Instagram or wherever, you're seeing all these different people who are, diagnosed with all these different things. Do you think they're clout chasing, or do you think they're actually crying for help and we're just not cognizant and able to understand what they got going on? I really want to hear what y'all think on that opening topic. I've talked about it with other people, and everybody has a different view. Y'all heard our views on it, but I want to hear y'all's views. So definitely sound off in our comments below. Let us know what y'all feel about people, diagnosing or expressing their diagnosis online and using it as a personality kind of thing, or even as a cry for help. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all good?
I'm good.
Good?
I'm good.
Thank y'all for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If y'all want to follow us, all of our information is always down below. So make sure y'all tap in. And until next time, peace.
Bye.